Well, hello again and welcome to the Pace Academy here in Atlanta. This is a first. I'm bringing you one of these videos with Newcastle, currently training over my shoulder there. Now, top scorer so far, yeah, the one and only Dan Byrne. Enjoy the footage, guys. I'll be back in a minute for a chat.
We love what you're doing with the team. Team of Newcastle.
Now, for those of you who watched the video I brought you when I was out in Bremen covering a game out there, I took you to a pretty cool little street food market similar to this, and yeah, here we are at Ponce City Market in Atlanta. Apparently there's a roof here with a pretty good view. Let's go and check it out. Here we go. Here we have it. Downtown Atlanta in the distance. It's like the Hoppings on a roof. Well, here we are on the roof of Ponce City Market in Atlanta, and given that view over my shoulder there of downtown, I thought it would be a hell of a waste not to have a little chat. And who am I going to talk about? Well, I want to talk about Anthony Gordon. I spent a little bit of time with him last night in Philadelphia, wrote a piece today for the Daily Mail, which I'll put on the screen now. And the reason I want to talk about Anthony Gordon is because 12 months ago I sat here, sadly not here to be honest with you, it was back in Newcastle, and I highlighted the player I thought would be the unsung hero, the player who could slip under the radar and make a bigger impact than we perhaps expected, and that player I earmarked then was Sean Longstaff. And I would like to think I was right in that regard. I thought Sean had a brilliant season when perhaps it wasn't expected by the majority. The player I want to pick for that role, that honour, 12 months on, is Anthony Gordon. And you might think, well, is that much of a surprise really, given he's a £40 million signing? But I think it is, given that he did struggle from January onwards. I think you've only got to look at the numbers in terms of the games he started. He started that game at home to Southampton, didn't he? Was brought off after 45 minutes, didn't start again until the last day of the season down at Chelsea. So wasn't quite the impact he or the club had hoped for. But the reason I pick him now is I have to say I look at him out here in America, and I watched a little bit of the Euros as well, and I've spoken to my colleagues who covered it out in Georgia, and he is absolutely flying. He looks about 2 or 3, 4 weeks ahead of everybody else, and he really is razor sharp. And like I say, we spoke to him last night up in Philadelphia, and a lot has been made of his character. The incident down at Brentford didn't do him any favours. I was very critical at the time, but we had 5 minutes with him last night, and while I would like longer than that, probably a good sit down to get a true flavour of what I really feel like. I got a good take from him. I got a feel of someone who was honest and someone who really wants to do his best, and so all professional footballers should, but they're not all like that. And when I asked him, I pushed him on that game against Southampton. If you remember at the time, I got a little bit of blowback from supporters in terms of my appraisal of Gordon's performance. I said that I thought he had to be brought off after 45 minutes. I thought it was crying out for it, and ultimately it changed the game. Now, a lot of supporters thought he'd done okay and thought I was being harsh. And I understood why they said that, because if he'd broken down in isolation his highlights reel from that game, he did okay. He saw a lot of the ball, he hit the post, but it was so interesting talking to him last night for him to say that looking back he realised why he was brought off, and he said he just didn't understand the way the team played. And that was my feel at the time, that he looked like weak link is too strong a word, but he didn't fit in terms of his understanding of the patterns and the playbook, but also in terms of the intensity. And he said to us last night, he admitted, he said, no, I was unfit. He went as far as using that word, and it was a really honest piece. And the fact that he's in such a good place now, it's probably given him the confidence to speak the way he did to us. In a nice little line, he said, he said, were you allowed a longer holiday in between the Euros and coming back to train with Newcastle? He said, well, yes, but I didn't want one. He said primarily it was because he was missing his dogs too much. He didn't want to spend any more time away. But I think, the real reason was that he realised, that he needed that summer exposed to Eddie Howe to get into the level of everybody else. And I have to say, in terms of levels, he seems ahead of everyone else at the moment. And for that, for me, I think he's going to be such an integral part of what Newcastle do, especially in the early weeks of the season. So yeah, let's just have a little bit of a wander around here. Having spoken about football, let's turn this into a travel log. There's it is quite something up here. What a place! A rooftop sort of fun park with bars and restaurants, and over our shoulder there, as I said before, downtown Atlanta in the background. Plenty more to come on this video, as I'll be bringing you very shortly. But yeah, it was rude not to check in from this point, wasn't it? Okay, see you in a minute, guys. Bye bye. So here we are at a street soccer project in Atlanta, where a group of Brentford players are currently playing beer pong. Yeah, as you can probably hear just above me there, we're beneath the railway line, and we're waiting. Newcastle's players arriving very shortly, so.
Ambition, yeah, inclusion, yeah, and stress and worry. Okay, talking about mental health as well. Okay, so if you guys don't know, okay, we've got Sandro Tonali. Okay, so say hi. Okay. Do I need to introduce the guy in the middle? En español. We've got Miguel Moron, and then we've got who's this guy? Exactly.
Yellow's on that side. Yellow's down there. Go. You know, team, I can use that too, man. Peace and love. Love that. Wow. I'm wearing this. There. How to take care of me. 2, 1.